You know what I like? Scarecrows.
Thanks, Emily. Now, doing a scarecrow, I saw on when you're doing those front rolls, it happens to a lot of people, you actually want to turn the board fakie. It's just because it's a natural thing to do, because when you go into a flip, people want to pull the handle towards their waist, plus they want to watch the water as they go around. Doing that with the handle and watching the water is what is the key to doing a scarecrow, that front roll to front side 180. When you're doing a scarecrow, it's the same takeoff as a toe side front roll. The difference is when you're taking off the top of the wake, you're waiting for that initial hit when you're coming off the top, and as you're flipping, you're going to be transferring the handle up against your back hip. Don't necessarily do it by pulling the handle across, rather put your hip up to the handle. If you pull the handle in too much, you're going to be landing out in the back every time that you land, and it's going to feel like you land with all, you do this big backsplash every time. So make sure that you're just taking your hip and bringing it up to the handle. That will take you a little bit more on top of your board. Another common mistake that people make on the scarecrow is that they take their back shoulder. Let's say for a left foot forward rider, they take their back shoulder, their right shoulder, and they throw it down too early. What I want you to do is make sure that you're taking both of your shoulders straight over the top, and then turn your body into the 180. If somebody is still having problems with that, I tell them to actually think about throwing their flip towards the boat a little bit more, and that gets them on top of the board just a little bit more. But the most common mistake, like I said, is pulling that handle in, pulling the board out from underneath you. Think of it this way: if you took the flip out of it and you're doing a toe side 180 and you kept falling backwards, most commonly, or most likely, it would be because you're pulling the handle and pulling the board out from underneath you. So make sure that you're turning your hips rather than pulling the handle to that hip. As you go around, the thing that I like about the scarecrow is I can watch the water the entire time I go around. It almost feels like a cartwheel or like a round off, if you know gymnastics. And it allows me to really understand like where I am and when I'm gonna land and exactly where I'm going to land. When you're coming around on the scarecrow, be really conscious of a soft landing and holding that direction going away from the wake. But like I said, the best thing about this flip is you can spot your landing pretty much from the beginning.